All right, this is the third time I'm starting this. I keep getting interrupted. Hello and welcome. This is ASM Week here at Different Spirits, the week where we're going to celebrate American Single Malt Whiskey, which I've already done a whole bunch of ASM reviews this year. I'm going to link those up down below. But it's a very, very interesting category. They recently had some standards published and legalized finally. And hopefully some of these distilleries will actually survive in, past the near term of the economy. But yeah, we shall see. So today we're going to do 4. These are really kind of the more normalish ones. And the next time we're going to do some weird stuff. Which should be fun. But yeah, 2 of these I've had before in different forms. 2 of these are sort of new. I'll explain. All right, I have got a Stranahan's. We're going to pour that. Excellent. I have got a whiskey from the Virginia Distilling Co. This was on a closeout shelf here in Chicago. So I snapped it up. Wabam. I have got a Westland. Glug, glug, glug. I've reviewed some Westlands before. And another closeout shelf pick, Yellowstone American Single Malt. Certainly better known for their bourbon, but they make a malt too. So let us start with the Stranahan's. I've been drinking Stranahans for years on and off, but I did do a review of a cask pick a while back, and I thought it was lovely. This is the big one. This is the Mountain Angels 10-year-old. Both of these samples provided very kindly by channel supporter Joe. Thank you very much, Joe. This is the batch 4 from circa 2024. 90.2 proof, so 45.1% alcohol by volume. And yeah, American charred new oak, 10 years aging, in the mountains of Denver. Should be interesting. You're getting Quercus alba. Oh yeah. I mean, we're not that far away from where the cask pick I reviewed was. There's a hell of a lot of American oak on this. Vanilla. Lots of vanilla. Dessert cherry, like maraschino cherry. Sawdust. But then there's like a fun grainy component, like a desserty grainy component. Like oatmeal cookies is kind of the note that comes to mind. Really fun oatmeal cookies, lots of cinnamon, allspice, white pepper. There's a little bit of a kind of barley citrus character to this too, which is fun. A little bit of like a tangerine peel kind of thing. It's not traditional lemon. Like this is more leaning tangerine. Some sweet tea, but also a little bit of like a Earl Grey thing as well. Certainly some like nutshells, burley flake tobacco. I mean, it's a very approachable. Like you hand this to like a bourbon head, and they're gonna enjoy it right off. They're right at home here, but it's not all about the wood. Like there is some distillate character creeping through, a couple of wildflowers, even some lavender. That's interesting. Okay, I'm on board. Let's go on the palate. Very floral in the palate. Not what I was expecting at all. Wow. So there's definitely a huge, massive oak on this. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like I just went into a cooperage and just grabbed a stave and shoved it into my mouth. But I'm enjoying it. But along with the stave, well, or rather, how do I put this? While I was shoving the oak stave into my mouth, it suddenly sprouted an enormous amount of flowers and perfumes and potpourris in there, and it's kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, so definitely vanilla, cherry, overstewed tea, sweet tea, ginger, all the American oak stuff, sawdust. But yeah, lavender. There's some what is it, wildflowers, peonies. A lot of florals in this. It almost has like a cognac distillate aged in American oak for a long time vibe. Like, that's kind of how this presents itself. There is like that grainy aspect to this too. You've got the oatmeal cookies coming in. Orange peel, touch of bergamot. That's that Earl Grey thing. Lightly grassy too, or maybe we're getting floral, like flower stems along with the flowers proper. I'm not completely blown away by this, but it's not what I was expecting. Not at all. Like, I was expecting a big old wood bomb. But it's like more of a flower and wood bomb, which I'm kind of cool with. A little bit of a dark chocolate thing, a little bit of like a coffee grinds thing, used coffee grinds. It doesn't have tremendous mouth presence for a 10-year-old, but it has very good mouth presence. It's really the flavor profile that is interesting me and surprising me on this. I mean, we're not getting anywhere near a 90 on this puppy, but I'm really glad I got a chance to try this. I did not expect old Stranahans to go in this direction. Very floral, very fun. Those of you who remember, I don't know, I'm an old fogey, but those of you who remember the old bottlings of Glengarry from, I don't know, done in the early aughts, I guess, from like the kind of late 80s, early 90s distillate. This might kind of put you in that mind. It's not that, I don't think it's as good as some of those were, but there's a little bit of that energy, that kind of like floral thing. There's no peat, but yeah. I'm going to stop talking. I'll give this some water. Wabam. And we'll move on to this. Courage and Conviction. American Single Malt Whiskey from the Virginia Distilling Co. Courage and Conviction. I mean, it sounds like the subtitle of like a, World War II shooting game that your uncle bought upon release. It's a little weird. But this is a distillery I've had my eye on these guys for a long, long time. The better part of 20 years, honestly. When I first started drinking malts, one of the first things that was getting a lot of hype was something called the Eads Double Malt Series, which is basically like these guys trying to raise money by doing some source bottlings from Scotland. And then what they would do was they would blend two malts from the same region. Like I remember the Isla was like Killela and Bowmore. And that sounded really fun, like in retrospect. The problem was they also threw them into wine casks along the way. I vaguely remember Bruichladdich being involved in the project, but anyhow. So I remember like picking up a whole bunch of those off the closeout shelf. I've been on the closeout shelf side of things for a while, and being super duper excited about a distillery in Virginia because I spent a lot of time in Virginia growing up. This is from, where is this from? Lovingston, which, as I recall, is not that far from Charlottesville. And I waited and I waited and I waited. There were lots of delays in the project, but now they are finally producing whiskey and bottling it. And what do we got here? So 46%, no mention of it being unchill filtered or natural color, but just maybe. Aged a minimum of 3 years. Aged in former sherry, bourbon casks, and cuvée casks. Cuvée, I think, we've talked about this before. Cuvée, I believe, is industry code for casks that aged base wines that went on to become sparkling wines. You shouldn't really say champagne casks. I mean, it's probably will get you in like copyright trouble with the champagne people, but or even sparkling wine casks, because technically speaking, you can't barrel age sparkling wine because either all your bubbles just escape through the porous the porousness, or like your barrel just explodes, which is bad. Secondary fermentation is done either in tank or in bottle. So cuvée casks. So roughly, weak wine casks, weak high acid wine casks. Ooh, very fruity, very casky. I mean, I know I've used this descriptor before, and I feel kind of bad about it, but it feels like a very Swan-y kind of malt. It has that kind of Jim Swan vibe of like tons of casks right up front. A very nice, clean, easygoing, fruity distillate you can wrap your brain around right away. And not a lot of kind of corners to it. Actually, Jim Swan might have consulted on these guys. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But it has that energy, I mean, so, yeah, you're immediately getting sherry stuff, prune, fig, a little bit of apple cheese on this, actually. A little bit of like a beery note, like a pale ale. Red ale. Black pepper, touch of vanilla, graham cracker. There's a little bit of oatmeal to this too. It's not oatmeal cookie. This is just straight up oatmeal. More sherry stuff. God, I have to be more descriptive than that. A little bit of Swisher Sweets. A little bit of like a chocolate orange thing. Yeah, I mean, you've smelled this kind of profile before. It's the Swan-y profile. You know this. The thing that's making it interesting is that kind of yeasty, beery note. That's kind of fun. I'm guessing that's from the cuvée casks. Let's see what we got here on the palate. Same kind of energy. I mean, it's fine. This is nice. I mean, there's nothing to complain about. There's also not that much to talk about, but it's good. Figs, prunes, sherry stuff, black pepper. A little bit of like, Swisher Sweets, but also a little bit of like a heavy cigar smoke, a little bit of Maduro smoke to this. Touch of vanilla, touch of like, apple cheese again. Heavier honey, summer honey. a little bit of like, old book, something like that. That beery touch, which is kind of fun. The it's maybe more lager-like on the palate, like a Vienna lager or something like that. But it does have that kind of yeasty, almost leafy character. It's interesting. Mouth presence is fine. Again, holds on reasonably well. Solid length, not great length. Good, decent texture. Solid, very solid. It's a base hit, and it's perfectly fine, and I like it. There's just not. I'm struggling to think of things to say about this. This is, if the Stranahan's is one, at least on the nose, where I feel like a bourbon drinker would be right at home, this is one where, a malt drinker would be right at home. It tastes like a malt. And you get the beery kind of vibe to it, but, it doesn't get in the way. It's mostly malty stuff. There's actually a little bit of a coffee thing on this too, like a little bit of like a Parisian espresso element to it. Let's move on. This one I'm excited about. Oh, I should give that some water, shouldn't I? 1 squirt. Westland Garryana, 5th edition. This is from 2020. It's not all Garryana. There's some first fill bourbon to this as well, but a lot of this is sort of Oregon, Pacific Northwest oak, Garryana oak, which you might have experienced before in McCarthy's. It's one of the big flavor characteristics of McCarthy's. Westland Distillery is, of course, in Seattle. It's consistently confused with Westward Distillery, which is in Portland. But it's really easy to remember the distinction. You just use this little mnemonic. Westland has land at the end, which is just like Seattle. And Westward, the last part starts with a W, which is just like Oregon. So that makes it easy. All right. Oh, I'm going to like this one. Okay. Westland Garryana. Oh, it's so grungy. Oh, I love Garryana oak is one of those flavors like peat itself. It's really, really hard to analyze peat. Describe peat to someone who has never smelled a peaty whiskey or a peaty campfire before. It's really hard to do. There might be a hair bit of peat in the actual whiskey. But there isn't much. What's really coming out is that particular, earthy, grungy character you were getting from Garryana. It smells like, someone made muscle car tires out of, old topsoil and, chunks of dried dead wood and stuff like that. They just made tires out of them, and you got an old old Dodge Charger from the 60s to do a burnout with these tires. That's what this smells like. It is dirt and old wood tire burnout. And that's most of what I'm getting, but I'm okay with that. There's a little bit of a maritime character to this, too. I mean, they're in Seattle, so that's okay. Just a little bit of a sea breeze thing. Cream of wheat. Yeah, that's in there. Some honey to this, too. An orange blossom honey thing, a fairly, a delicate honey. Maybe some Some cinnamon as well. Yeah, cinnamon, clove, cardamom. I like this nose. It is not the most complex, deep nose in the world, but it's such a wonderful serving of a note that I love. Oh, God, I love Garryana. Such a some kind of fruit too. A little bit of orange peel, and not apple. What is that? Like quince jam. A little bit of quince jam, and that's kind of what I'm getting out of this. It's very, like a lot of these, it's very dense on the palate. Thank you, Joe, for stepping up and buying this. I've been staring at this stuff on the closeout shelf for quite a while. It's still going, Jesus. And I haven't had the nerve. Joe did. Good on him. Yeah, this is fabulous. I think there is some actual peat on this. Ooh. But it's not the star of the show. Oh, that is fun. All right. So you've got a little bit of like a little touch of maritime peat in there. It's not really that much, but I think it is in there. You've got your Garryana old wood and dirt tire burnout kind of character. You got some black pepper, the cream of wheat thing, and then there's a little bit of a lapsang souchong element. It isn't like overwhelming as it is in some of the like sherried peated malt whiskeys I've had in the past. It's just kind of in there. Or maybe that's like a Latakia note. It's a little somewhere in between like a Balkan pipe tobacco thing and a lapsang souchong thing. Whatever it is, I'm enjoying it. Black pepper, like, what is that? Pickled apples, something like that? Yeah, yeah, sure, let's go with that. Pickled apples, orange peel, lemon peel. Slightly herbaceous, too. There's some minerality to this. Seashells. Herbs, sage. Let's go with that. Very peppery as well. I mean, if you don't like Garryana, you are not going to like this because it's very front and center and present. I love Garryana, so I'm totally into this. I mean, it is cheating in terms of mouth presence because I don't think this is an old whiskey. It certainly isn't as old as the Stranahan's. A lot of what's happening is happening up front, but what's happening is sticking around. And it has a ton of texture to it. So, really good mouth presence. Might be beating the Stranahan's, honestly. So I'm going to give this 2 squirts. We should come back to it. And lastly, this was absolutely a budget pick. I think I paid less than $30 for this. Yellowstone American Single Malt Whiskey from Limestone Branch Distillery in Lebanon, Kentucky. Lebanon's great. It's when I used to drive down to North Carolina often, I wanted to get off the highways a little bit to just not be on the highways. I often found myself having lunch or staying at a hotel in Lebanon. It's a great little city. Anyway, so Yellowstone I mainly know through their bourbon, which I honestly find a little bit hot to my taste. I had some coworkers who were nuts for the stuff, and I honestly never really saw it. But they also make a malt. This is all new charred oak, as I recall. Yeah, new charred American oak barrels. So I I don't know. Let's see what we got. I'm hoping this is at least better than the Jim Beam option, whatever the hell that was called, from the last ASM video. Let's see what we got. And if it's not good, at least it was not expensive. Ooh. Uh-oh. No. Okay. So, the uh-oh was about my getting notes that remind me of the old days of American single malts, the Copper Fox, Corsair triple smoke days of American single malts, when you would open your bottle, be very excited, and you just got a glass full of muddy grass and overstewed Lipton's tea. And that's basically what all those things smelled like. This has some of that. Overstewed Lipton's tea, yes. Grass shavings, absolutely. But yeah, okay, there's also a little bit of an applesauce thing. Yeah, a lot of oak, vanilla, ginger, and a distinct banana thing. Or really like a banana and plantains thing, which is really interesting. Yeah. Apple, a little bit of almost like a peach note coming through too. What is that? So it's initially a little bit of a scary nose, but there's more here than I first picked up on. A little bit of a twigginess to this, some like twigs and fall leaves kind of thing. And even a little bit of a chocolate element, a little bit of a malted, chocolate malted milk ball thing. Okay. No idea how old this is. I'm hoping I don't get a big old mouthful of oak when I taste it. The banana plantain thing is totally throwing me off. I mean, this smells in some sense like one of those early American single malts, or the Jim Beam thing I tried, had a child with a Jack Daniel's barrel pick or something. That banana plantain. No, it's so Brown-Forman, but it's a totally different context for it, and I kind of like it on the palate. I kind of like this. I do. I genuinely kind of like this. You have to kind of take a step back to kind of wrap your brain around it, because it does not taste anything like a traditional single malt whiskey. Throw that out of your brain. Imagine, so you have to really think about, rather, you have American whiskeys, and in that genre, you have got rye whiskeys, you've got wheat whiskeys. In this case, you have a barley American whiskey. That is what kind of you have to get in your brain with this. Wood char, lots of wood char. You've got the slight grassy thing, but it's not as prominent as on the nose. You've got the overstewed tea, Lipton's tea thing. But then you've got the fruit. You've got a little bit of an apple thing, like a stewed apple thing with a couple of cider apples or even some crab apples thrown in there. The chocolate thing, like malted milk balls that like fell into the dirt and you pick them up and put them in your mouth anyways. Twigs, leaves. And that banana plantain thing is so fun in this context. Yeah, the banana. It's somewhere halfway in between like Ireland and Jack Daniel's. That note, yeah, maybe that's what I'm getting here. This is like, imagine a Jack Daniel's barrel pick, like, and I don't know, like a Bushmills malt. Imagine the child of those two. That's kind of what this tastes like. And I think I'm kind of into this. I genuinely am. I would love to try this. Maybe with a gentler touch on the wood and a little bit older. But I am absolutely happy I bought this. This is solid stuff. And it's a great one to kind of just throw your friends and have them like try to wrap their brain around it, because it is so American, and also it's a malt whiskey, but it doesn't taste like, it tastes kind of like its own thing. I'm actually kind of genuinely delighted by this. I'm going to give it some water and we'll come back to it. Also 108 proof on this, 54%. 2, 3, it's going to need 4. Yeah, let's do like a week 4. All right, I'll stop there. Okay. So yeah, this was supposed to be like the normal, regular, I don't know, predictable side of the ASM week, and there's been some surprises here, honestly. Wow. Okay. Back to the Stranahans. Let's finish this off. Oh yeah. Now we're getting like a cream soda thing, but it's like a lavender cream soda thing. The flowers from the palate are really starting to push through. There's a little bit of like a peppermint thing. Like freshly picked peppermint. This is so not what I expected old Stranahan to act like. I mean, it's still got that kind of foundation of vanilla wafers, oatmeal cookies, all kinds of old American cookies, but like the floral thing is totally throwing me for a loop, and I'm into it. On the palate. Yeah. I wouldn't pay retail price for this, but I like it. I don't even think it's really better than that barrel pick I reviewed a while back, but I still like it. And in terms of changes, I mean, the wood stays under control. It might sweeten up a hair bit on the palate, but really not that much change from where it was before. And it's just a very interesting malt. The floral characters, the herbaceous character is really not what I expected to come out of what, having tasted a whole bunch of younger Stranahans. Score-wise, I'm going to call this an 85 flower. I will find a flower emoji. 85 flower, because I think that's the reason to try this. I don't think quality-wise it's so much better than every other Stranahans I've had, but I mean, it's so floral and fun, and just a different take on what this category can do. On to the Courage and Conviction. Press Z to Courage and Conviction. On the nose. Well, that's a little bit of a shame. So the orange has stepped forward, the chocolate orange thing. But the beery side that I was interested in, the kind of red ale kind of character, that's mostly receded. Yeah, it just smells like a kind of heavily sherry-influenced malt now. You know, we're in that kind of safe, budget Johnny Walker Blue Label kind of territory, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine on the palate. Same kind of energy. I mean, it's a good, solid malt. I struggle to think about it. It's very Johnny Walker Blue Label-y. Like, lots of chocolate orange, a little bit of apple, a little bit of graininess, lots of pepper. It doesn't have the musty note, but, the beery thing, the Vienna lager thing, still remains a little bit on the finish, which is fun. That's kind of what I'm taking away from this. That's what I'm going to remember about this. It's fine. It's fine. There's really no... there's not a lot of arguing with this. It's delicious. It's fine. If you see it on a closeout shelf for a reasonable price, grab it. This is a great little value malt at those kinds of prices. I also just can't think of a whole lot to say. It sure is a malt. It's nice. It does get the texture and length does improve a little bit with water. I said that. Hey, look at that. 84 plus. 84 plus. And yeah, let us move on. Back to the Westland, which is not from Portland. It is from Seattle. How are you all doing? You all doing okay? You all holding up? Let's smell this. God, I love Garryana. Okay, so more pepper now. What is that? There's like a kippers thing, like a Burns seafood kind of character to this. Almost a seaweed character. Really just grungy and savory and dark and weird. And umami. There's a good word. There's a little bit of an umami thing on this. There's a little bit of sauteed mushrooms on the palate. Oh. I adore this profile. It's not very old. You can tell. It's just, it hasn't been in wood all that long. But the character of the wood and that little hint of peat in there is really carrying this through in terms of the development and the mouth presence on this. Water has even carried this up a little bit more. It's got a little bit more pepper, a little bit more texture. The finish, the graininess, the modest. It doesn't have a ton of grainy character, but it's there. that hangs in a little bit longer. The grain and the fruit. I really do like this. It's delicious. I have to be careful here because quality is high, but I also really like this. So I have to kind of like correct, well, is the quality up there with my degree of liking this? I'm going to take like a step down. I'm tempted to score this, in 88 and 89 territory, but I don't know if it fully has the complexity to get there. I don't think it totally meets that kind of score. So I'm going to give this an 87 plus because it's very, very darn good. And especially at closeout shelf prices, it is well worth seeking out. 87 plus. And now let's finish off with this, whatever the heck this is. Yellowstone. Oh, man. I am just so... It's not really that good. But I'm just fascinated by the combination of the things that work. Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. It's a little bit more peppery now. The sticks and the leaves and the fall leaves and stuff that I mentioned before become almost like musty, like you're smelling them after a rainstorm. A little bit of like a rising dough thing as well to this. I mean, there's absolutely like a raw character to this. It's not like filtered or refined in any way. But I think that's part of its charm. This is the one I expected to bomb in terms of my scoring, and I don't think I will. I think it's not. I don't know if it's gonna, it's not gonna win the flight, but it's not that far behind the leaders on the palate. So water kind of shows the youth of this. It shortens the mouth length considerably. Everything is happening at the front of my mouth now. Nothing happening past my molars. And it really kind of turns up the pepper in a way that throws it a little bit off balance. Yeah, this was better. Hold on. This was better neat. Oh, it was a lot better neat. You're still getting the kind of plantain-y thing, which is fun, the banana plantain thing. A lot of the same flavor characteristics. It's just the mouth presence is not as good and not as balanced when you throw some water into this. Oh man, is this still going to lose? No, let me try the Virginia again. God damn it, the Virginia's better. I hate it. I want to score. I find the Yellowstone more interesting. If I had to keep one of these two bottles, it would be the Yellowstone because it's more interesting. I find there's more here, but it's not as complete. I'll call this an 84. It's like an 80. It's really like an 85 minus 1. 85 minus 1 equals 84 points. But it... don't take that as an indication just to not buy it. Because it's fine. It's perfectly drinkable. And there's something here. I feel like there's something here. Like if they, played around with this, played with the blend of barrels, the aging, I feel like they would really have something. Like throw a couple of like ex-bourbon barrels in this just to soften the oak a little bit. And give it more time. There's something here. I like it. But it does not win the flight. It comes nowhere near winning the flight. This, in fact, is DFL. 84 points for the Yellowstone American Single Malt. And then the Courage and Conviction. Wow, look at the ones I bought, like coming in last. 84 plus. It's a malt. It's delicious and fine. It has some orangey notes and some fruity notes and a really fun kind of beery note that I'm enjoying, but it's a malt. 85 flour for the Stranahan's 10 Mountain Angel, and 87 plus for the Westland Garryana. And that is your video. Reach over and press the stop button. Thanks for watching, and cheers.